Going on, Gen Z Auto fam? Welcome back to another episode. It's your boy B Will back at it again. I know we've been gone for a while. My fault, not the producer's fault. Don't put it on Gabe, put it on me. Had some personal stuff, but now I'm back and we're back. So some of you may have seen the 991.1 911 video.
On paper, this says that we can get to 60 in 4 seconds. And to be honest, that sounds about right. So we'll put in Sport Plus and just let you experience what that feels like. So firm on the brake, quick on the accelerator.
And you know that car is near and dear to me. Such a special car, 3.8 liter flat six, PDK. Sounds so good. But today we have something even more special. So to my right, we have 2021 Porsche Carrera S. So I think we all can agree that the exterior of a 911 doesn't need much introduction. All right, you can see this thing coming from a mile away. Just the shape, that silhouette, the wide hips, headlights. Come on. What other car has more iconic headlights than a 911? And with the new ones, they have the, daytime running lights, the 4 daytime running lights inside of the main lens. You just can't miss it. So this one's fitted with the metallic silver paint. I will say I was not a big silver car guy before this 911, but a silver car and metallic just helps you to appreciate light and just color so much more, because with metallic paint, you're getting like those metal flakes, and it absorbs light and it reflects light based on where you're standing and how you're looking at the car. So some angles the car looks white, some angles the car looks like a dark silver, so you just have to you can't help but appreciate, these silver colors. With 911s, they're just so aerodynamic. This car just slips through the wind. And that's one thing that you don't really think about when you think about performance, that a lot of auto manufacturers are thinking about first is aerodynamic, because the relationship between drag and speed is non-linear the faster you get. So while you may have, all the power in the world, if your car is not aerodynamic, you're going to lose all that potential for the car to actually be fast. But with 911s, it seems like you could have a 911 that has 300 horsepower and it's still a 200 mile an hour car. So that just goes to show you the attention to detail. Doors, even the door handles are from that same ethos of just being aerodynamic. When you close them, they, automatically go back close to the car. Come around the back, have this big fat wing. This was a major selling point for me. Even though it's not like a GT car, having a Carrera that has this much active aero, this is huge. Like, this spans basically the tire width of the car in just a spoiler that can, come up and come down at speeds depending on what you need. And then we have this big light bar. We're gonna try to get you some night shots of this thing, but this thing at night is just, it looks like a spaceship. It's just amazing, incredible. This car is also fitted with the performance exhaust from Porsche, from the factory. I'm a big aftermarket exhaust guy. Like, I love modifying exhaust. It lets the car breathe. It really gives you the OEM plus version of the car when you do exhaust and intake. But for this one, I don't really feel like I have to, because it's just so classy. So it's so well put together. So Maybe in the future we'll do open that up a little bit, but for right now we're good. But yeah, so I think we're gonna stop here on the walk around, but we're gonna open up some doors and hoods and what would be a trunk. I know some of you are scared to look like a douchebag by using the front trunk, but this thing is so usable. This is real usable space. I put 2 carry-ons in here, book bag, groceries. If you have a 911, for the love, please use the front trunk. And a lot of people don't know this. Underneath this compartment, you have your tire kit. So there's the tire air compressor right here. If you ever need to, do anything with the tires, just lift this thing up. And then there's that. Looks like we have cabin air filter, battery, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, the front trunk is here for a reason. Don't neglect it, use it, because that's what it's for. Looks like I've torn this off, put that back on. Okay, we'll put that back on nice and neat later. We also have a wheel, for your, there's tools on this side too, but we'll do that later. But coming around, classic pull up to the gas station, fuel doors on this side. A lot of people don't know this, but when you take the gas cap off, use the holder, put your gas cap in there and just let it sit. Down to the passenger side, I mean, if you just stand right here and look in this car, you could just stand here for a good 15 minutes and just appreciate how beautiful that sight line is through the 911. I mean, we just have just classic, timeless design. Door seals, Carerra S, big fat wheels in the back. What are we running back here? 20s or 21s? 21s, 305s. Let's go. So much grip in this car. And then one thing I will say, I really wish you could appreciate this engine a little bit more than how it is packaged, but I do understand. Me and Gabe were talking before the video. This car has a flat 6, so to get all that mass as low as possible, it really wouldn't make a lot of sense to make it accessible to people like you and I, just for packaging. But underneath here, I mean, you have classic 3-liter flat 6 twin turbo, and with this platform you can, I mean, I don't agree to get a Carrera and just tune it if you get it new. Now if you're getting a used Porsche 911, sure, if it has 50,000-60,000 miles on it and you want to make it into a Carrera S or a GTS, platform is the same throughout a lot of different models. 3-liter twin turbo setup, so there is a lot of potential in this platform. So I'm just saying. Yeah. And then we come around to the driver's side. I mean, just another gorgeous sight line. Just straight art. But with that said and done, I think me and Gabe are gonna hop into the interior and just go over some things in a little bit more detail. All right, now we're inside of this 2021 Porsche 911 Carrera S. It's just such a, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to get super excited because like I own it, but still every time you get into this thing, even if you've driven like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or BMW, when you get inside of a 911, you just feel something special. And that theme just continues when you're behind this wheel, ignition to the left. You just know that you're in something that was born to win, born to just be great. And that's what we have here. So let's just go ahead and start it up. Put on the brake, turn it over. And that sound, man, never gets old. There's not a lot of, I mean, there's probably no cars on earth that sound like that. Let's open up the exhaust valves. So yeah, we have the soft limiter, but we'll get some good clips in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, just hearing the engine turn over, how smooth it is, how everything's working together is just awesome. But yep, now that we're inside, we have our Chronos dial right here, where we can just change different modes. It has wet, normal, sport plus, and individual. Just gonna go ahead and tell you the best mode in this car is sport, and the reason being is the PDK is so aggressive. When you really, I mean, sport plus is like, you know, track, or you're trying to go as fast as you can. So when that PDK engages in sport plus, it is going to propel you forward as fast as possible. But sport gives it a little delay, so you get a good boom on upshifts, and I'll show that later. It's just not, it's a very good mode. Pretty much does everything that Sport Plus does. It's just a little bit gentler or softer. The multimedia system is very intuitive, smooth. Apple CarPlay. There we go. When it warms up, those valves open. Anyway, back at it. So yeah, I mean, at this point, all of us have smartphones. We can figure this stuff out given enough time. But yeah, we just have a very special car. I mean, this side screen is configurable. We can swipe between different screens. I mean, it just works. It works. As far as driving it every day, although is built to be able to do that, and it is comfortable enough and very practical in a lot of ways, just the attention, I can't speak for everyone, but the attention that you get is slightly annoying, because it is that special. You know, I probably get more attention in this than I got in my R8, which had a naturally aspirated V10. So that just goes to show you like how timeless a 911 is. Even if you don't know anything about cars, you know what a 911 is. But yeah, I think we're about ready to get this thing on the road. All right, we're inside the 2021 Carerra S. Oh man, this thing is it's just different. Like I said, I've driven some pretty crazy stuff. I've driven an Aventador. Like, this thing is different. You feel like you're in a 911. So let's just go and start in normal, just to give you the vibe. Has engine stop start. That PDK is just so smooth. It's dynamic, meaning like you can race with this for sure. You can go to the track and shift faster than anyone out there.
but you can also just cruise around gently, smoothly, quietly. And that's one thing, one reason why I don't really want to change this exhaust is that if you did, you would change the character of the car. And it is very dynamic the way it is, meaning when you're in normal, it's normal. The ride is still stiff. My Audi R8 was probably the one car I could honestly say that for it to be a 200-mile-an-hour plus car, such a supercar essentially, the ride was just so comfortable compared to like something like this or even the AMG GT. So yeah. But yeah, we're just kind of cruising around. What can we say? This car has 443 horsepower, 290 foot-pounds of torque from the factory. But what I can say is, it feels like it has, you know, as much power as you need. You know, sometimes this car feels like it's trying to tear the road apart, even at 444, just because of just the grip that you have, how the car drives, how it handles the dynamic of a rear engine car. It feels like it has all the power in the world, whereas like if you had a front engine car with the same amount of power, a lot of times you may be struggling for traction or struggling to put the power down. This is just not that car. And then the torque, it's like this car, it changes with driving conditions. So the harder you drive it, the more it gives, and you know, the more gentle you are with it, the more gentle it is, you know, for you. So I like that. It's just a shame that buying one of these and driving it every day is frowned upon. You know, it's just like, oh, it's Porsche 911. It's like, bro, this car is amazing. If you're like a single guy or you're married and you don't have any kids, bro, like this car is amazing. It has back seats. The rear seats do fold down, and you can throw stuff back there. You can actually GT with this car. You can go on a trip. But no buts, just do it. Just do it, and you know, you're gonna run into some crazies. It is what it is, but I mean, enjoy your life, man. You've been through anything like what I've been through, enjoy your life, bro. Or sister, whatever. Yeah, on that topic, it's like you look at a new RAV4 and it's like almost 40 grand, if not more. I bought that last 911 for like 55. So it's like, if you're a car guy, if you're a true like car enthusiast and you got money and you know what you want, dude, get what you want, because this ain't it, bro. Riding around like you in jail is not it. You can go to real jail for that. So normal mode, we'll get on it a little bit. You know, that's normal. But because of how this thing is composed, being a rear engine car, it goes. It just, you want to go? Let's go. Whereas, like, you know, if you have, you know, front engine and rear wheel drive, you may get some slip or some jitter that's unsettling. But you don't get that in the 911, which is great. But it's 911, so let's go sport. Let's put it in manual.
Let's go to the left.
So that PDK gets a little sharper, noise gets a lot louder. I'm not really sure if there's a change in power at all. Assuming that it feels like the 443, 444 is available whenever you need it. If you have enough room, if you're in Germany on the Autobahn or somewhere where you're not going to get demonized for driving a car the way it was supposed to be designed to be driven, you can probably get 180, 190 out of this car easily. It's just that smooth, and the faster you're going, the more settled it feels. Like the weight is just pressed to the road, and that's just a testament to the aerodynamics that Porsche does with this car. Just amazing. And the more time you spend with the 911, the more you understand the handling dynamics. The more you can feel that butt and the way it moves around and how to work with it. Because a lot of people are intimidated because it's not going to drive like something you've ever driven before. The weight is not distributed the same way. So with anything, the more time you spend with it, the better you get to know it, and the better you understand what's going on. And this is Porsche brakes are the only brakes that I can truly say you do not need carbon ceramics. Any other car, like, it doesn't matter what it is. If carbon ceramics are an option, I am getting it. But Porsche's brakes, their steel brakes, they are so good. I would say this car is the only, Porsche brakes are the only, brakes that you don't need carbon ceramics. Now the Turbo S, carbon ceramics, they come as standard, so you don't really get an option. Okay. But that car is so powerful that, it is what it is. You kind of want that. But on something like a Carrera S that doesn't have 700 horsepower or something crazy like that, you don't need carbon ceramics. You don't need carbon ceramics at all. But let's give it a little dance. Let's give it a little brakes. Let's do launch control. And we're back in normal, just like that. And that's 911. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this little review that we had. We apologize for being away so long and not doing more of this stuff, but we're going to do better. We're going to be a lot more active. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for everything. Love you guys. Remember to keep Jesus first in everything you do. All right. Peace.